Welcome back to Hollywood Task. You've seen the headlines, the tearful specials, and endless drama, but what if the story that truly shook the Brown family was never told? The Catfish scandal changed everything, and the person who saw it first was Logan Brown, the family's firstborn. Back in Las Vegas, the Browns lived in four homes under one cul-de-sac. On the surface, life seemed to settle after Utah, but Mary's behavior told another story. Always on her phone, distracted, smiling secretively. She was emotionally distant from her family but obsessively connected to someone she only knew as Sam Cooper. Logan, tech-savvy and studying at UNLV, noticed the signs. Concern turned to investigation. When Mary asked him to check her laptop, he discovered cleared history, suspicious social media activity, and messages from Sam. Tracing the IP revealed Oklahoma, not the international location Sam claimed. The messages showed manipulation, love bombing, and emotional abuse. Photos were of a model, and the real person was a woman, Jackie Overton. Logan realized Mary was being deceived. He tried to warn her calmly. Shocked, defensive, Mary rejected him. He went to Cody, explaining the danger. But Cody, preoccupied and detached, dismissed Logan's warnings. Logan was left alone, powerless to stop the disaster he saw coming. When the scandal hit TV, Logan stayed calm while everyone else reacted with shock. He had already known. He observed the adults' failures, a reckless mother, a negligent father, and a manipulative stepmother, Robyn. Logan was the only adult in the room. Logan even questioned Robyn, suspecting negligence, maybe more, as she had been closest to Mary during her vulnerable period. Though unproven, Logan understood the family's power structure and the stakes involved. The Catfish scandal became a TV event, but Logan was absent. Sources suggest TLC silenced him because his version would expose the family's dysfunction. Mary as reckless, Cody as negligent, and the adults as emotionally immature. Logan refused to participate in this fake narrative. He withdrew, focusing on his life, studies, and wife Michelle. He built his own stable, private world away from the chaos. He couldn't save Mary from the Catfish, but he saved himself. This hidden story of the son who knew the truth and was ignored is perhaps the most heartbreaking chapter in the entire Sister Wives saga. We all know the drama, the tearful specials, and the headlines, but the story that truly tore the Brown family apart was never fully revealed. The Catfish scandal is at the heart of it, and the first person to notice the warning signs was Logan Brown, the eldest son. In Las Vegas, the family lived across four homes in the same cul-de-sac. Everything seemed calm on the surface after leaving Utah, but Mary's behavior told a different story. She was constantly glued to her phone, often smiling quietly at something only she could see. While the family interacted, she remained emotionally detached, yet obsessively engaged with someone she only knew online as Sam Cooper. Logan, already tech-savvy and attending UNLV, quickly picked up on unusual patterns. His curiosity turned into investigation. When Mary asked him to help with her laptop, he noticed cleared browser histories, abruptly closed tabs, and ongoing private messages from Sam. Tracking the IP revealed a location in Oklahoma, not the global destination Sam had claimed. The messages weren't just friendly, they were manipulative, emotionally charged, and controlling. The images used were of a model, while the actual person behind Sam was a woman, Jackie Overton. Logan realized his mother was being deceived and emotionally exploited. He tried to confront Mary gently and privately, but she was shocked, defensive, and ultimately pushed him away. After Mary rejected his warning, Logan realized he had to escalate. He went straight to Cody, hoping his father would understand the seriousness of the situation. He didn't get into technical details or IP addresses. He translated it into terms Cody could grasp. "Dad, Mom is talking to someone online. I've seen the messages. They're telling her to leave the family, and I don't think this person is who they claim to be. It's dangerous." Cody's reaction, familiar to viewers, was dismissal. Preoccupied with Robyn and the children, he brushed it off as another overreaction. "Mary's just being dramatic. Don't worry about it," he said, seeing Logan's concerns as teenage exaggeration. Logan tried to insist, his urgency growing, but Cody remained focused on his own priorities, unwilling to engage. This left Logan alone with the knowledge of a looming disaster. He had observed, investigated, and warned the two people who could have prevented it, but no one acted. The family structure, designed to protect and guide, had failed him completely. When the Catfish scandal finally exploded publicly, Logan's calmness stood in stark contrast to the shock and outrage around him. While others reacted, he had already seen the fallout coming months before. He watched his mother face the truth she had ignored and his father act helplessly, proving Logan right in his worst fears. Logan's perspective revealed the cracks in the family, a mother vulnerable to manipulation, a father disengaged, and a stepmother strategically positioned. He realized he was the only one who truly understood the danger. From this point on, Logan began to emotionally distance himself. He stopped participating in the endless cycles of family drama, focusing instead on his own life, studies, and his future with Michelle. He had been the only adult trying to prevent disaster, yet the adults around him failed repeatedly. As the Catfish scandal went public, it became a media storm. Mary was heartbroken, the cameras captured every tear, and the family's reaction was front and center. But Logan, who had already uncovered the truth, reacted differently. He didn't show shock or disbelief. He stayed quiet, often in the background, his expression a mix of sadness and resignation. Unlike the others, Logan had already seen the warning signs, traced the deception, and tried to intervene. He knew exactly how Mary had been manipulated, how Sam Cooper, or rather, Jackie Overton, had isolated her emotionally and psychologically. Watching everyone else discover it for the first time, Logan felt the weight of the family's failures more intensely than anyone else. He saw his mother forced to confront her choices, realizing too late the deception she had embraced. He saw his father, Cody, display anger and betrayal on camera, conveniently ignoring that he had been explicitly warned. And he observed Robyn, always calm and poised, maintaining the supportive role the show wanted the audience to believe. While Logan suspected she had understood Mary's vulnerabilities all along, this was the point where Logan fully disengaged. He realized the adults around him were incapable of acting responsibly. The family's system, meant to guide and protect, was broken. Logan became the silent observer, participating only when necessary, no longer emotionally invested in the show's narrative or the manufactured drama. The scandal confirmed his earlier fears. The family leadership had failed. His mother had been reckless, his father negligent, and his stepmother's role, whether innocent or self-serving, only highlighted the dysfunction. Logan recognized he couldn't fix them. He couldn't protect Mary from herself or the system that allowed her to fall into this trap. From that moment, he began building his own life. He prioritized logic, stability, and his relationship with Michelle, gradually removing himself from the chaos. Logan had tried to be the adult, the protector, the one who acted on the truth, and in return, he was silenced, dismissed, and ultimately left to watch from the sidelines as the family's story unfolded for the cameras. The final chapter of Logan's story is about being silenced. When TLC turned the Catfish scandal into a multi-part television event, Logan was noticeably absent. Normally, the older children had a voice during major family events, offering perspective or commenting on the chaos. But Logan was missing from the tell-all. This wasn't by choice. Sources suggest the network deliberately kept him out because his version of events would have shattered the narrative they wanted. Mary would no longer appear as a helpless victim. Cody would be revealed as negligent. The family's dysfunction would be exposed in front of millions. Logan, armed with evidence and logic, posed a threat to the story TLC was selling. Silenced and pushed aside, Logan made a conscious decision. He stopped participating in the show's drama and began focusing entirely on his own life. He nurtured his relationship with Michelle, pursued his career, and created a stable, private life far from the chaos of the Brown household. For Logan, this was more than leaving a reality show, it was self-preservation. He had tried to warn his family, had confronted both Mary and Cody, and had observed the growing manipulation around him. Yet the adults refused to listen. The show rewarded drama, not honesty. Logan realized he couldn't change people who didn't want to change, so he removed himself entirely. In the end, Logan Brown did what he could to protect the family, but when they rejected his help, the only choice left was to save himself. The story of the son who knew the truth, tried to act, and was silenced may be the most heartbreaking chapter in the entire Sister Wives saga.